Coming up on LiveWire, we've got a great show for you today. It's an important show. We're going to meet with two Russian immigrants. They have arrived here. They had been part of a protest to protest Putin's war, and they were arrested, and they have come to California, and they hope to spend the rest of their time here. So stay tuned for LiveWire, and we'll talk with you. Hi, I'm Ray Tatter, and with me in the studio is Anna Vestukova. Did I get it right?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Correct.
And Alexander Klokonov.
Yeah, correct.
How about that? But at any rate, welcome. And how long have you been in America?
Three
months.
3 months. Yeah.
3 months now. Okay. And the most important thing is you're welcome here, and
Thank you.
we hope that you do well and be well. So the thing is that you left because what happened? You were protesting a war, like every good peace-loving person should do, right?
Yeah, everybody is supposed to do this, but we actually started our protests long before, 2 or 3 years before this situation with the war. We went out on the streets for many different reasons, like the elections change, the constitution change, for the peace between nations. And we actually started this year. We came out 2 times in January against the war with Ukraine.
I see.
And then we went out because we've noticed the police change their badges every time they go out on the streets. They have a different badge number, so you cannot identify them.
Oh, they changed it so you can't.
And they wear masks.
He was badge number 28.
If he beats you, you can never find him.
I see. And police beat people?
Yeah, sure.
Is it like a regular deal?
Yeah.
Here,
Yeah.
they take a class in it, and they know how to beat people?
I think so.
Wow.
I think so.
Wow. So tell me what happened at the protest. You decided that you would organize a protest, which means that you must have had some kind of connection with a body of people, an organization.
So there are 2 ways. You can organize a protest officially, apply, and the government usually says, no, you cannot do this in the city center. They'll send you somewhere in deep woods or in a cemetery. Says, with your topic you've chosen, you can only go there. Or you can do it the opposite way. You can go out alone. If you stand with a banner, just one person, it's called single man picket, or single man picketing. It's allowed according to the constitution and the law. If you're a Russian citizen, you can go out alone and stand there. While you don't have to move, and you don't have to talk to the people. The police is always watching. They have all these cameras. If you make a single step during this, they'll bring you the video of any building. They use all sources, and they show you, oh, you did a violation. Here's your 20,000 rubles fine for this.
So when you were arrested, did they fine you, Anna? Were you fined at all? Money?
Yeah, sure.
Money. Okay.
Yeah.
So you gave them the money,
Not even once.
but it wasn't enough, obviously. So you're here. Good.
Yeah.
At any rate, what happened with this protest? Did it go wild? Did it?
No, not actually. It was we lived in a city called Yekaterinburg, and it's 1.5 million, so the population is quite big. And I was a university teacher, and I had lectures that day. It was 24th of February, and we knew the war began. And I asked my students, "Is anybody of you from Ukraine?" Some girls said, "Yeah." "Do you have relatives?" Some other people said, "Yeah, we have relatives in Ukraine." I asked, why do you sit here? Why are you not in the city center? he's killing your relatives, your friends. You should go. Nobody went. I went. I just finished the classes and ran to the city center. I called my wife to join me. We were there, and there were about just maybe 200 people total. So that's less than 0.5% of the whole city who went out against this. Many people, I saw them for the first time, young ones. They were shouting against war, against Putin. I didn't shout. I didn't have any banners with me. I was aside because we already had information that the police wants to arrest us because we did many protest activities in our city before, and the police
Something
knew
about
us.
a park.
About the
Yeah.
park, yeah.
Tell me the story about the park.
It was
That's our first story. Yeah, it's the story from which it all began. It all began, yeah, right? So yeah, you'd bet.
So it was 2019, and our some oligarch of our city decided to build a church on a public park. We don't have many parks. We have summer for 3 months only. We have many churches. There are like 15 churches in 1 square kilometer and just one park. And he decided to build a church with a shopping mall on the ground floor.
Oh, a shopping mall and a church on the top?
Yeah, just
yeah.
how they usually do it. Russian Orthodox churches like this. I don't know if I can tell. We live here in Sacramento, right close to a Russian Orthodox church.
Yeah.
And everybody asks, "Oh, did you choose this place on purpose?" Actually, no, we don't like them. But once we decided to go visit, it was Easter, Russian Orthodox Easter, but the church was closed.
Oh,
I had some garbage with me. I said, maybe I'll go clear my pockets. We opened the garbage bin of the church, and it was full of empty bottles of wine.
oh, I see.
So they stopped earlier.
Yeah.
Big holiday, big celebration. Okay, so anyway, in our city in May of 2019, lots of people went out, several thousand people, and the protests were for 3 or 5 days, every day, every night, 24 hours. And finally, at last, that oligarch decided to quit to stop his idea. I think Putin intervened. He had to interfere with those. He said, are those people, do they hate God? And since that time, Ekaterinburg is considered to be the city of devil.
I see, okay.
Too many people were arrested, so they had to do something with it. So he had to influence somehow this situation. That's why they changed their mind. That oligarch changed his mind.
I see.
But the land still belongs to him. He somehow bought the part of the park for the construction, so he can still come back to this idea.
Do whatever he wants, right? Okay. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We have issues like that here too, and we do protests about that kind of thing, the misuse of land and property. And although we have a lot of zoning regulations about where you can put a supermarket on top of a church or vice versa, first you go and get something to eat and then you go up to heaven.
Yeah.
I guess. And it's a very interesting thing. So this began you kind of protesting. You look at social issues, and you go out and talk about it.
Because the very first time we won, we felt that we won. So we, of course, we
We were encouraged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the protests that send you to America, what happened there?
So we went out, as I've said already, it's February 24th, and we were arrested, as well as 70 other people that night. But the police called us by names. They called my wife's name, Anna, picked her up, and then me, Greb, and they said there was a police officer, his name is Anton Troshin. I'm not scared anymore. Hi, Anton. He said these two should go separate, apart from all these people, and they separated us. I was in a car truck, in a trunk of a police car.
You were in
Anna
a
was-
trunk of a police car?
Yeah. They stuck me inside the compartment for the dogs.
Amazing.
They stuck
That's
me
so
there.
you couldn't talk to your wife when.
I couldn't
And
see.
I
I
was in
didn't
the
know
back
where
seat,
she
yeah.
was.
Oh.
She was in the same car, but in the back seat. And they took us to a remote police department. On the way, you don't know where they're taking you, to the forest, to I don't know where. Lucky we went to this police department, and then it all began.
Yeah. I was sure that I'm going alone, and I didn't know where Alex was, so yeah, I was going there alone.
So you have family there, and you have all goods things. And what happened then? And how did you get here?
So the police in the department, they said we are arrested not because of this anti-war movement, but because of these police badges. The story that we told the people, it was on YouTube, and several thousand people watched this information within just few hours. And then I got information that our police got really angry, got mad that we told this information, and they said you're gonna be arrested for this, and you're gonna be sent to prison, like we both.
Like there's a law against telling the truth?
No. They did it like the judge said, you're a group of people. It's not single man picketing. You're a group of people. You're two. You had it all planned together. You drew this banner together. So you're an organization, a terrorist organization, probably extremist.
Again.
That's a serious crime.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
To organize is a serious
Yeah.
crime
Yeah.
in Russia.
Yeah,
If you're family, it's bad.
So what's the turning point? What is the turning point between that and you saying we're leaving?
Because one trial was not enough for them, and after I left the courtroom with this already 10 days of arrest, they said, no, wait, please wait. One more case we have for you. Now this is against war that you've been yesterday.
Oh.
Here is one more. You'll be waiting for one more court trial. Who'll probably decide the same, maybe more days you need to spend in jail. And while I was in jail, it was I was very lucky there in the prison cell.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because all the best people were with me. But 2 days before you leave, you started to get scary. Because you know that as soon as you leave prison, police can come up to you and said, okay, we have a new case for you. Let's go to the judge. And this can repeat. It's called the carousel in Russia. They can carousel you for half year, for the whole year, like 30 days. You leave, and in 2 hours you return back, and you can do nothing to stop it while it keeps spinning it. So that's how I got scared, and I called my wife just 2 days before they let me out, and I was whispering her, and I was speaking to her English, because policemen were sitting left and right from me. Luckily, they don't speak English, and I explained her in some different words that she should take our passports, money she could take, and meet me in front of the jail, and park her car as close as possible to the door, so that the police would probably wait for me, but it was cold, they'll sit in the car.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I get a chance, I'll jump to my wife's car first, and we try to escape. Go directly to the airport or any other place, but not home, and not to wait for the police guys. And that's what actually happened. When I got my phone on, all my friends started to call and said, please don't go out right now, police is waiting for you downstairs. Please make it slow, as slow as possible. So I was putting my shoelaces for 30 minutes. And the police officer said, you cannot stay anymore here, please leave. And a few minutes later, I got a phone call from another friend. She said, you can go now, the police has just left. Please run out as soon as possible. I was running out, and I saw my friend's car with Anya inside in the back seat with the black glasses on, with a scarf all over her face. I said, please go, don't stop, my friend, go. Anywhere.
Wow. And so when did you decide to leave the country? Big decision.
Big decision was I thought about this while I was in jail, but I was not sure if it will work out or not. It worked out. So 2 days we spent in a hotel, small hotel, which is not even in the booking. You just should know that it exists.
It's
you
a
pay
hotel.
cash, yeah. We took a flight to Istanbul, and from Istanbul we went to Mexico, and from Mexico we crossed the border with the United States.
I saw you got a help from a soldier, you said earlier.
Yeah, because we're actually afraid of Mexican police, because we know that they can turn you back to Russia, send you back. And we rented a car, and the original plan was to go by a rented car through the Mexican-United States border.
Yes.
But in the middle of the desert, of nowhere, it was still 700 miles to the border. We found a guy in a motel. His name was, what was his name? John. We call him just Uncle John. And we told him our story. We didn't tell on the way to nobody. But he was so friendly. He said, what are you doing here? He said, we want to go to United States, because we told this story. He said, how can I help you guys? And he was an old gentleman, 75 years old, I think. And he said he's a Vietnam War veteran. And he said, how can I help you? I said, you cannot help us. How can you help us? But then after a few hours, I said to myself, you have American car with American plates, and we have Mexican plates. If you could take us in your car, he said, I need to think about this. And he was thinking for the whole night. He said, in the morning, he knocked our door and said, I didn't sleep all night. I can take you, but I need to see your passports, to take pictures, so that we met here in this location. We didn't make any arrangements. Wow. You didn't pay me anything.
So you made it to America.
Yeah, we made it.
Well, we're going to take a short pause for the federal government here, and we'll be back. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
STEM is the discipline of hard numbers, precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to get messy, or just mess it up. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to try. Dare to fail. Dare to keep daring. Dare to learn the difference between organic, sedimentary, and non-foliated metamorphic rock. Get outside, find those rocks. Dare to be homeroom famous, a high school fable. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. And for the love of STEM, dare bigger. Dare to code, dare to invent, dare to explore, dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
Freedom. It's at the core of who we are. The freedom to live without fear, to jog where we please, to wear a hoodie. The freedom to breathe. Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
If you're just tuned in, we're talking with Alexander and Anna, who are recent immigrants to America as they had protested the invasion of the Ukraine by Putin's army, and then they were arrested and roughed up, I think, and they realized that they were now going to be part of the jail circuit, which is an interesting thing I learned today. And thank you very much for telling me that story. And now you've made it to America, thank goodness, thank goodness. But so you have relatives back there now. What are they writing you? Did they want you to stay? Did they beg you to? What happened? How did you work with your families?
Ray, before we answer, I asked you a riddle before the show. What's in common between the Americans and the Russians in case of Russia?
Well, Russian and Americans all have families.
Yeah, they do have. There is one more issue in common. They don't care about Russia.
Oh, they both don't care about Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that's altogether true. I think we've set up from Stalin's time a healthy and unhealthy relationship. And it still remains in a lot of people my age. I remember, and I remember there were a number of times when there were near clashes with Russian planes and things like that, and where they flew over somewhere they shouldn't, and American planes flew over somewhere where they shouldn't, and it was a very scary time. So they scared us, and when we're scared, we don't like you.
But who scared you?
The Russians.
No, the government, your government.
Oh, I see.
The same now is happening in Russia. All the bad things occur in Russia. They say blame America, blame Americans. This is because of them. You have such high prices, so poor medical health care system, everything, and it's on our TV. It's propaganda.
Really?
People watch it, and you see how many people went out on the streets. Less than 1%. All the rest support the regime. They support or they are scared or they don't think. They have many other problems to solve.
I see where you're getting at.
Yeah. So even my family, my mom, when I was in the court sitting, I called her. I said, "Mom, I'll be arrested." She said, "You deserve it. You deserve it."
Wow.
Yeah,
Hard
and
to take.
That's even in one family. It's the war separates families. And once when I went to visit, not to visit, of course, when I went to Alex to bring him some clothes to jail, I was in a queue and in a line, and there was a young guy. He brought some bags, and he told the policeman, "This is for my mom. She's ashamed of the family." And I knew, and I still know this woman. She's retired, and she's very brave woman. That's just terrible. That's we are so separated. Thanks God that my mom supports me, but.
Yeah. During the Vietnam War, America was separated too, and now it's separated again between the Republican ideals and the Democrat ideals. They were always separated that way in a strange way, but now it's a kind of war of words, and so it's an American issue as well. But I see what you're saying in terms of Russia, huge land and lots of people, and every Russian I've met, I've always liked them. I found it fascinating that you can hate somebody you don't know.
Yeah.
But Russians can. I don't know why, but they can. They just believe propaganda.
Yeah. So what's next for you? We want to know, what are you doing now? You're going to seek asylum here?
Yeah, we already applied for political asylum here. Just a few days ago, we found a lawyer, and she's working on that. It's the system. I don't know if you know that people who apply for political asylum cannot work here. Officially, you're not allowed to work. You can do it only after 1 year. So you have to wait, but you have to live somehow. Friends help us, but we need to pay the rent. We need to eat something.
Yes.
It's the country of immigrants, yeah? You
Yes,
come here, but you cannot work.
Right, yeah. There's some anomalies there, and that's one of them,
Yeah.
So, but we're glad to have you because you're here and you're safe. And we have a little video of what I suspect you endured, because this is actually from Russia recently, and it's from another city. It's actually from Moscow, where there were marches just recently, and so we're going to have a little look at this video and then maybe talk some more about it.
Okay.
Here we go.
Требуем прекратить противоправные действия, разойтись. В случае продолжения противоправных действий вы будете привлечены к ответственности в соответствии с действующим законодательством Российской Федерации.
So, what do you think?
I think that these policemen were very polite.
By
Not like-
comparison with what you've seen?
Yeah, they can beat anybody. They treated me that way that they had to call the ambulance twice while I was in police department, but still they twice didn't let me go to the hospital, although doctors told them that I should go. So that's, you just feel helpless.
Well, we hope you're here in America now, and we hope that all of that's going to be in your past, and you'll be able to tell your grandchildren that. We're out of time. So I want to thank you both for coming to talk to me about your experience, and wish that all good things for your family turn out, and that your family in Russia turns their head around and sees what you've done for the sense of peace.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that's it for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week, next Wednesday, with LiveWire.